Okay.
Okay, so Dr. Roy Chowdhury was going to just give you an update on where we are with, like, Dr. Yap met you this morning.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, Dr. Yap is gastroenterology.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Roy Chowdhury then is covering your
Diabetes,
side. Yeah. Did you want to give an update?
Yes. I've spoken to Dr. Yap, Mr. Bellhouse. We have met before.
Yes.
And in the previous admissions as well. And I've spoken to him again, and I think what he does believe that the nutrition is the most important thing at the point of time.
Okay.
And since the studies discussed with the gastroenterologist doesn't actually show achalasia, which is a kind of alteration of movement, they are going to advise a nasogastric tube down to help you with the nutrition status, because you cannot put a permanent tube into your tummy straight away without offering you that chance of that nutritional boost.
The thing is, this is what I'm trying to explain, is that they never offered me the peg until the other day when they actually found the problem. And I've been waiting all year, and I've asked them all year to fit the peg, and it could have been prevented. This is what I'm trying to get my point across. All this could have been prevented if you'd have listened to me in the first place.
Right. I'm obviously not a gastroenterologist.
I know that. It's not yourself. And you've helped me a lot, right? Because I'm not being funny, right? I wouldn't have been getting discharged and stuff if you didn't sort my diabetes out. I've no quarrels or problems with yourself at all with Diabetic Clinic, anything, because you've looked after my diabetes because I couldn't. But the point is that it's the other people, right? The other people that I've not had proper discussions with yourself and stuff like that. All you seem to do is just manage my nutrition, get more water, get my dehydration and everything else sorted out, fix my diabetes, and then say, right, he's okay, he's walking about, he's able, he's mobile, send me home, and then I'm back in 3 weeks' time. And it's just this process is doing that all year round, and it's made me worse, deteriorated, drugs, everything.
I think what the gastro team has said, again, I'm not going to talk their language because I might not get the right thing across, is that the current nutrition is important before the discussion of PEG is needed.
But it was important at Christmas, and they discharged me. I told them at Christmas I was going to go and die. You know what I mean? And then basically
happy to discuss with other second opinion as well.
Yeah.
But in the interim,
I'm not having that tube. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because I've lived like that for 5 weeks, right? You know what I mean?
Do you remember in August you came in and you were on the milky drinks and we calculated how much you were having and told you
and it got to the point in August, that's when it all stopped. And I kept coming in and coming in and coming in. But I wasn't going down there and up here on this ward or in the other rooms and that. I was being kept on either A&E or AMU. I was never brought back up here, like, you know what I mean? So I couldn't get back under your consultancy.
This is trying to understand you as a person, okay? If the gastroenterologists believe that the nasogastric tube is a good start to see if you're going to tolerate...
Are they going to put me to sleep for that?
It is something with the junior doctors can
They've tried putting tubes down my nose before, it won't work.
I think that what
my body doesn't tolerate it.
Was that he was going to discuss that further, wasn't he?
No, he got up and walked off at the end of the conversation. No, because the conversation we had, right, I turned around and said, right, I told him 5 times I want the peg, I want the peg, I want the peg. He dismissed it and he turned around and said, no, the peg will kill you. So he only gave me really one option, and he forced my hand on that option to say to have that tube.
He said about the risks, didn't he?
Yeah, and I understand the risks, and I agree to every single one of them risks.
As I was, remember I said to you that as a clinician, the thing with consent now has changed completely. A clinician can't just do what a patient wants them to do. It's got to be, they've got to take.
Yeah, but they was informed of this a year ago, and they was told about this a year ago, right? This wouldn't be in the situation I'm in now. I wouldn't have even had to have a tube or even a peg, right? If they'd have checked it a year ago. But no, there was adamant that they were saying no, the endoscopy that we did, and that said we didn't do an endoscopy. Yes, we did. It was a year previous. This is what I'm trying to say.
What you've raised, are issues that need to be looked into.
Is neglect.
Okay, and that needs to be looked into under the formal process. The main things now for the consultants is looking at you now and
Well,
trying
trying to save my
manage
life now,
your
but
pathway.
Mr. Bellhouse,
you could have
asked me a
saved it
question.
ages ago.
You asked me a question about the tube. So this tube is very thin. It goes down most people's nose.
I can't even go underwater without flipping choking with stuff going up my nose, like, you know what I
Are
mean?
you okay if we give a trial? We can either ask our ENT colleagues if need be. I can speak to the ENT consultant on call, but that is sort of taking it a lot because we.
What I want is you to just knock me out for a few seconds to do it, like, you know what I mean?
Knock you out.
That's what I mean, but just like,
They can't because you've got to swallow.
if somebody came up with here with a baseball bat and slapped me in the face, right, you could
Okay,
knock
we
me
don't
out
do
and you
that,
could do
Mr.
it.
Bellhouse.
Yeah,
Can you
so
imagine
how
that on
is it?
social media?
Yeah, I know that, but what I'm trying to get to is that
Mr. Bellhouse,
you're
Mr.
saying that
Bellhouse,
I've got
let's
no
try to
other
help
option.
you. Let's try to help you. You are on Oromorph currently. I am going to go and have a discussion with my ENT colleagues who do this a lot more, and I will ask, as a special favour, if they would be happy or not. Otherwise, what I can think of is we give you some Oromorph. It
Just to make me really drowsy and
It
sleepy.
makes you a bit sleepy. It is a tube which we put down.
I'd rather
a
that
lot
as
of
long as you could get
My
me.
most important thing here is I get nutrition into you, I get a dietitian input,
Yes.
and I manage your insulin around it. Once we do these three things,
Yeah.
the main thing is a tube. Once it goes in, you are going to shake my hands and say
Yes,
you're
I
not
agree
going
to
to
that.
pull it out.
I'm not going to pull it out.
Okay,
I
and we are
promise
going
you
to
I will
hold
not
you
pull
to
it out.
So, but I need to find out ways of doing it. So let me do that, and then our gastroenterology colleagues will speak to other people for second opinion they have agreed on, and find out if it is a suitable method or not. I am a trained diabetologist again. I cannot
Bear with
ask
me a
them.
second. Yes,
I cannot ask them to tell me about diabetes. Similarly, I should not tell about their specialty. This
Yeah.
is what they are trained in.
That's been the problem all
You need to speak to the
along.
doctors. You're talking over people all
No,
the
no,
time,
it's
my
okay,
girl.
Leah,
No, I'm
that's
sorry.
fine. We'll get it out.
A lot,
So
and it's
let
inappropriate.
let's get this sorted. If you're happy to pick up the phone to one of the ENT registrars, I am happy to talk to them myself, explain the complexity of the medical situation, and see if they can opine on it. As in, if they have anything to say, because we obviously, it is something, a relatively simple procedure we do on a regular thing. I have currently people on the ward on the tube. You're looking for the bottle?
Yeah, but I had some there.
Okay. I do
Sorry.
not know if there's an ENT consultant on call at the moment. In fact, it might be useful to go straight through to the consultant.
There will be some.
Yeah, I'm a bit unsure about that, but I need to get through to the ENT consultant. I'm going to speak to Catherine in the interim just to make sure that the ENT is on board with it. If we are able to put the tube in,
Of
I would
course.
need the emergency dietitian or the emergency regime to go up.
Yeah.
And along with that, I would need some sort of a carbohydrate account of what's going in. Then I can change the insulin appropriately. The easiest thing, this is for our learning purpose, if you want to switch
No,
that
no,
on,
it's
because
okay.
this is
No,
not a medical bit.
I wasn't trying to be rude and I wasn't trying to
It's fine.
interrupt then.
You
No,
were
what I
worried.
meant is
Yeah.
I was just trying to say about the communication between everyone. There's not been any of that. And I'm sorry, Leon, if I upset you. I was just trying to say that
We're
then.
all trying to help you. And as you can understand, with every medical term, we just have to be very thorough. So I think what Leanne wanted
Yeah.
to say, that if I had completed, which is the reason I
Yeah.
am going through my mind, I need my nutrition, I need the tube, I need to make sure I tailor the insulin to it and appropriately.
Yeah.
And they will have to talk to me with the carbohydrates and the calories in it, etc. So if you are okay, I'm going to step out and I'm going to start doing all that now.
Yes, of course.
Okay?
Yes.
And then obviously we'll take it from there.
Yes, of course. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
yes.
love. I didn't mean to
No,
upset
and
you
it's
so
I
much.
suppose
I really
frustrating
am.
because we want the best for you, but then sometimes when the medical teams are recommending
I
course
know
of treatment
I know
and
that.
advising things, sometimes because you're not compliant with it, you know, it's a lose-lose
Yeah,
situation
yeah,
from
yeah.
us, you know, from the professionals,
Yeah.
anybody, you know, we
I'm
want you
just
to
try-
kind of listen to this stuff and take it on board and
I
maybe
am taking
get
it
better, you know, whatever, you know, and then when someone's non-compliant, you see, like, girl, It's
Yes.
frustrating for us. We are banging our heads.
It's frustrating for me because, like I
As
said,
well.
it's been going on a year now, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, it's frustrating, and I've frustrated you within a few seconds, like, and I'm sorry.
That's
like.
fine. Let's
That's
go
fine.
and do
That's
stuff.
that's not the
Let's
issue.
do the work.
Thank you.
We need
Thank
to.
you. Do you want the curtains round?
Uh,
Okay.
I'm going to be going for my cigarette now anyways in a moment.
Are you supposed to go off the ward?
I'm fine to go off. I've been, yeah, I'm always fine to go off as long as my sugars are okay, and I'm okay. Like, it's just the swallowing, eating, everything else, and then it's a malnutrition, it's after starvation.
But you do know that
Hunger.
isn't going to
It's not going to solve that
That's
bit,
okay.
but what I'm trying to say is that it's going to get something into me to keep me alive, and as long as I can still keep sipping fluids and trying to drink them, you know what I mean, just to keep myself hydrated, that would be great. But it's taken a year, it's taken till now for them to listen to me, you know what I mean, for me to be the way I have been and be horrible and stuff like that, you know what I mean, to get them to listen, because I've tried my best, you know what I mean, I've not lied about anything, I've been honest, you know what I mean. Fair enough, I shouldn't have recorded without permission, I understand that. However, I did say that I would sign that form, and it is on that video, and that's my admission basically for saying that yes, you can do your part, I'm doing my part, it's neglect and everything else, and I do hope that they're going to fix me now.
Yes.
You know what I mean, and that's all I want.
And you work together.
Yeah,
the
that's
point
what I
Leanne
want
was
to
saying.
do. But you know what I mean?
have to be compliant.
Yes, I will be compliant, however, this should never have happened. And it's taken till now for them to have a big scare, for them like a kick up the backside, and they're like, oh no, now we're going to have to do something, which is my right to do. You know what I mean, for my children as well. So I'm sorry, you know what I mean.
Please,
Can you sort that form out, and I will sign it, so you can put your view across as well.
No problem at all.
I have no problems. Honestly, it's not the hospital, it's not the trust, anything. It's the actual consultants not communicating and listening to their patients. You know what I mean? It could have been prevented if they did. You know, my story will always tally up, and in a court of law, it will always tally up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right,
I'll
lovely.
pop back and see you, yeah?
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that's the last one I'm going to do for now. It's a long one. I'm really sorry, but I hope it helps me, and I am going to stick to it.